Android has the largest global market share, 74.44%, and is predominant in lower-income and developing countries. iOS, on the other hand, holds 26.75% of the global market share and is prominent in North America, the United Kingdom, and Japan, countries with a high degree of development. There has always been a debate on which is better, iOS or Android. Both operating systems have some differences that influence the user experience and the reasons why some would choose iOS or Android. Let's start with Android. In 2003, the American company Android Incorporated initially began developing the Android operating system for digital cameras. But in 2004, due to poor sales of these products, Android's focus shifted to the production of smartphone operating systems. A year later, Google Incorporated bought the company with all the key employees. First commercial version was launched in 2008. The first commercial device that used the Android operating system was the HTC Dream smartphone. Also around that time, Steve Jobs took to the Macworld stage and introduced the first iPhone, along with his own operating system, originally called the iPhone OS. That event became one of the most important moments in the history of technology. Apple had created a revolutionary device. Now Google had strong competition, because the iPhone changed the way the phones were designed and thus gained the attraction of consumers willing to pay quite a lot for it. The first iPhone cost $500, while the first Android phone cost only $150. Today, iPhones have become more affordable than before, but the cheapest high-performance phones are still Android. iOS is an exceptional operating system, but the high entry price can be a problem. Even though the iPhone SE and iPhone 12 have reduced the entry price, it still can't be compared to the variety of Android devices at the same or even lower prices. Maybe iPhones are more expensive, but true fans can't help but buy a new iPhone. For example, if we were to compare the sales of the most popular Android and iOS phone models, iOS would win outright. The most popular iPhone in the world is the iPhone 6, 6 Plus from 2014, sold in 222 million pieces. Meanwhile, the most popular Android phone is the Samsung Galaxy S4 from 2013, sold in 80 million copies. Apple is not at all looking for the price fight, but rather the premium market and the exclusivity factor. For example, Apple relies on its ecosystem, a good reason why many consumers prefer iOS. The Apple ecosystem helps save users time. For example, iPhone calls and Safari web pages can move seamlessly between iOS and macOS. Text copied from one platform can be used on the other. The continuous camera lets you scan documents and then view and edit them on your Mac. Or you can even make purchases on your Mac through the biometric authentication features on your iPhone via Apple Pay. As for the Android ecosystem, only a few Android phone manufacturers have an ecosystem close to Apple, but they still can't beat Apple's. Moreover, the security offered by iOS is a very important thing in choosing the operating system. iOS is known to be very secure compared to Android, which is an open-source system, so the threats are greater. Even if you find 1 million fewer applications on iOS than on Android, you can rest assured because they are very secure. Also, iOS updates are released frequently, while Android phones receive few updates, appear infrequently, or are delayed. One of the most visible differences between iOS and Android is the customization. Some users prefer Android because it allows them to customize almost anything. But some prefer iOS and accept it as it is, even without too many customization possibilities. Another important factor in choosing the operating system is the battery life. Many iOS users complain that they often run out of battery. Android wins this chapter because there is a wide variety of models with very large batteries. iOS is preferred by many, especially for gaming. iOS supports powerful gaming technologies that use hardware and software to make its phones faster than some laptops. Many prefer Android because Android phone manufacturers bring new technologies much faster. For example, wireless charging, fast charging, NFC, 5G, OLED displays, etc. were first launched by Android. But iOS defeated Android through the much higher quality functionality of these features. But if you were to sell your phone for a new one, which of the two operating systems best retains its value? Even if Android phones can be purchased with less money due to the variety, you should know that you can't get a very high price if you want to sell it in a few years. Instead, iOS phones have an advantage in this regard because they keep their value very well over time. Therefore, each operating system offers both advantages and disadvantages, and we cannot say clearly which is better. The choice is of the user according to his preferences, needs, and budget. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video. See you in the next video.